In a quiet town nestled between dense woods and rolling hills, there existed an unsettling legend that sent shivers down the spines of its residents. The tale spoke of a man named Victor, a seemingly ordinary individual who had once been a beloved member of the community. Victor was known for his charming smile and helpful demeanor, always willing to lend a hand to those in need. However, beneath that friendly exterior lay a darkness that would soon consume him. It began with whispers, rumors of strange occurrences and disappearances that plagued the town. People began to notice that Victor had changed. He became withdrawn, his laughter replaced by an unsettling silence. The townsfolk could not have imagined the horror that was about to unfold, as Victor's descent into madness spiraled out of control, leading him to commit unspeakable acts that would haunt the town forever. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the streets, a young girl named Emily went missing. She was last seen playing in her front yard, her laughter echoing through the neighborhood. Panic swept through the town as search parties formed, combing through every inch of the woods surrounding the area. Days turned into weeks, and despite their best efforts, Emily was never found. The townspeople began to speculate, their fear growing with each passing day. Whispers of Victor's peculiar behavior intensified, and soon he became the center of suspicion. People recalled the way he would linger in the shadows, watching children play, his eyes glinting with an unsettling intensity. As the fear mounted, the townsfolk could not shake the feeling that something sinister was lurking just beneath the surface. Tom left, his gut telling him that Victor was hiding something, but he had no evidence to prove it. He had known him for years, and the thought that his friend could be involved in such a heinous act was unfathomable. Tom visited Victor's home, a dilapidated house at the edge of town, surrounded by overgrown weeds. As he approached, he noticed the windows were covered with heavy drapes, blocking out the sunlight. The air felt thick with tension as he knocked on the door. After a moment, Victor appeared, his smile unsettlingly wide. Tom could sense something was off, but he pushed his instincts aside. They exchanged pleasantries, but the conversation quickly turned to the missing girl. Victor's demeanor shifted. He became evasive, his eyes darting around as if searching for an escape. As days turned into nights, the town's fear morphed into paranoia. Parents kept their children close, and the once vibrant streets fell silent. The laughter of children was replaced by hushed whispers and fearful glances. Victor's presence became a source of dread, and many began to avoid him altogether. Yet there was a strange allure to him. Some were drawn to his enigmatic personality, while others found themselves repulsed by the darkness that seemed to radiate from him. The townspeople began to share stories of their encounters with Victor, each tale more chilling than the last. They spoke of strange noises coming from his house at night, of flickering lights and shadowy figures moving behind the curtains. The legend of Victor transformed from a mere rumor into a full-blown horror story, feeding the town's collective anxiety. It was as if the woods themselves were alive, holding on to secrets that were not meant to be uncovered. This time, it was a boy named Jacob who had been playing near the edge of the woods. His disappearance sent shockwaves through the community, and the fear escalated to a fever pitch. The sheriff was left with no choice but to intensify the investigation. He gathered a team of officers and set up a perimeter around Victor's home, determined to uncover the truth. As they searched the area, they stumbled upon a hidden path leading deeper into the woods. The path was overgrown, as if it had not been used in years. With each step, the air grew colder, and an eerie silence enveloped them. The deeper they ventured, the more they felt as if they were being watched. After hours of searching, the officers stumbled upon a clearing. In the center stood an old, abandoned cabin, its walls weathered and covered in vines. The door creaked ominously as they pushed it open, revealing a dark interior filled with dust and cobwebs. As they explored, they uncovered a series of disturbing artifacts: children's toys, clothing, and photographs. Each item told a story of innocence lost, and the officers' hearts sank as they realized the implications of their discovery. It was clear that Victor had been harboring a dark secret, and the evidence pointed directly to him. Just as they were about to leave, a chilling sound echoed through the cabin, a low, guttural laugh that sent shivers down their spines. They turned to find Victor standing in the doorway, his eyes gleaming with madness. The officers froze, their instincts screaming at them to run, but it was too late. Victor stepped forward, a twisted smile plastered across his face. "You shouldn't have come here," he said, his voice dripping with malice. The officers raised their weapons, but Victor only laughed, a sound that echoed through the woods like a haunting melody. He began to taunt them, revealing details about the missing children that sent chills down their spines. It became clear that he had been watching their every move, relishing in the fear he instilled in the town. The sheriff, fueled by anger and desperation, attempted to reason with Victor, but the man had slipped too far into madness. In a fit of rage, Victor lunged at the officers, and chaos erupted. The struggle was intense, with the officers fighting to subdue him, but Victor was fueled by a dark energy that seemed almost supernatural. In the midst of the chaos, the cabin seemed to come alive, the walls closing in as if they were witnesses to the horror unfolding within. In the frenzy, Victor managed to break free, darting into the woods like a shadow. The officers pursued him, their hearts pounding as they navigated the treacherous terrain. The darkness of the woods enveloped them, and the sounds of the forest became a cacophony of fear. As they chased Victor deeper into the trees, they began to lose their sense of direction. The branches clawed at their skin, and the underbrush snagged at their feet. Just when they thought they had him cornered, Victor vanished into thin air, leaving the officers disoriented and terrified. They regrouped, realizing that they had stumbled into a trap, a place where the very essence of fear thrived. The woods seemed to conspire against them, and the realization dawned that they were not just hunting a man, they were battling a malevolent force that thrived on their fear. Back in the town, the atmosphere was thick with dread. The residents gathered, sharing their fears and suspicions. The legend of Victor had grown beyond a simple tale. It had become a living nightmare. The sheriff returned, battered and bruised, but with a newfound determination. He rallied the townsfolk, urging them to confront their fears and take back their community. Together, they formed a plan to lure Victor out of hiding, using the very fear he had instilled in them as bait. As night fell, they set up a perimeter around the woods, armed with flashlights and makeshift weapons. The air was electric with tension as they waited, hearts pounding in unison. They knew that Victor was out there, lurking in the shadows, but they were ready to face him. The town had united, and in their unity lay a strength that could challenge even the darkest of forces. It was a moment of reckoning, a clash between light and dark, and the outcome would determine the fate of their town. The townsfolk stood together, their breaths held in anticipation. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness. Victor, his eyes wild and his smile twisted. He taunted them, reveling in their fear. But this time, the townsfolk stood firm. They shouted back, refusing to be cowed by his madness. The confrontation escalated, a battle of wills as Victor tried to break their spirit. But the townspeople, emboldened by their unity, pushed forward. They surrounded him, their voices rising in a chorus of defiance. In that moment, something shifted. With a final surge of courage, the townsfolk overwhelmed Victor, subduing him and bringing him to justice. The darkness that had plagued their community began to lift, and the missing children were finally remembered, their stories honored. The town slowly began to heal, but the scars of the past remained. Victor was taken away, but the legend of his madness would linger in the minds of the townsfolk for generations to come. They learned that fear could be a powerful force, but so could unity and resilience. As they rebuilt their lives, they vowed to protect their community, ensuring that darkness would never again take hold. The woods, once a source of terror, became a symbol of strength, a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable horror, hope could prevail. The town emerged from the shadows, forever changed, but united in their resolve to face whatever darkness lay ahead.